all know how we hate the dentist, right? We hate it really bad. So I'm in the middle of going through 4 stages of getting my braces on right now, and as you can hear, I'm talking a little weird. And so it's December 2025, and I'm heading there with my mom, and the owner comes in and checks in. But before that, and then the owner comes in, and then after that, that's pretty simple. So then we leave, we go to the little area in the front, and and then she asks us when we are going to get our braces done, and she says the 16th. So now it's February 16th, and my dad and I were just kind of sitting in a room, and they're talking about like all the prices I need us to pay and everything. So then a girl comes in and she calls me over to get an x-ray done, and I get it done. It was pretty fast, and then she has me take these mugshot looking pictures, and then she has me lay down in the thing like at every dentist, and puts this little thing that scans my teeth, and my 4IQ brain could not process that. So then my dad comes in, and she talks about how she's going to have to put these little blue rubber bands called spacers in, and she normally puts in 4 to 8, and here's pretty much how I did get 8, by the way, and they maxed me out, honestly. And so this is where they all had to go in, and it was in like an hour and a half of getting them on. My tongue feels that one of them fell out, and my dad goes to check, and 2 of them have fell out. So then it's Thursday, and we drive all the way back there. And by the way, I live in this part of Ohio, and excuse me, we go to put them back in, and she's just talking to my mom, and she shoves that thing up there, and I think a tear came down from my eye, and so did another. That hurt. It was bad. Ooh, it was bad. So then I come back, and then another hour and a half later, I feel them both fall out again. And then she did just tell us not to worry about it. So the next Monday we come, and so I heard about this clay that we have to get on. And so basically it's meant to get a fossil put in, so they know what to make for your braces. So I'm just sitting there, and they have to make it just the right texture, so it doesn't take a million years, and it's not rock solid by the time they put it in your teeth. So the girl came over, I heard her come over, and then she just turned around, took another 5 minutes, and I'm talking to my dad, and the moment I let my guard down, she shoves that thing up my mouth. And that was the worst, 40 seconds of my life. And then she finally takes it out, and then she starts getting the process of the permanent, which is what they call it, the permanent spacer put in. She tells me to bite down, she's trying all these sizes out. And then the owner comes in, and he puts them all on, and then he puts like this glue on to keep them in. It didn't taste very pleasant. So then I go over, and I grab a cup, fill it up with water, and then my tongue feels that there's still a little bit of that clay left in there. And then eventually it came out. So eating was a big problem. That was a huge problem. And eventually I got it. It was all figured out. Now I'm in the middle of this process, but step 3 out of 4, the expander. And I had to go there every week, so I already don't even be there. And the girl was like, "Oh, hi, I bet you're so excited for this." And I'm not that thrilled, clearly. So then she shows the process of what is going to go on, how it's going to go on, and everything. And then she talks about how if I get food stuck up in my teeth, then she showed me this little brush, and they call it a Christmas tree brush. And it took a million years to explain how that thing works. It's literally just a brush. So then she shows how the expander will work. Although my mom and I both literally said at least twice that my dad will be the one to do it because he knows how to do it. So then she still told us how to turn the expander. And of course, she took her precious old time. And she's like, "Alright, Again, I already don't want to even be there. So then she gets it all right. She said, alright, I'll be right back. And then she was gone for like 10 minutes. And then the owner came in and she went to check it. I don't know how they expect you to have your mouth open for that long. So I had these little spacers in. And it's kind of hard to explain. They weren't the rubber bands, but they weren't the metal spacers. And have I been calling them expanders? Permanent expanders? I meant permanent spacers. But anyways, that doesn't matter. But, so basically all four stayed in. Like 3D printed, I don't know. And then he put the spacer up into my mouth. And then finally it was in, and my brain tried to process how to talk again. And when I talk, yeah, this is what dog's doing. And then I got this little ticket thingy because I was wearing a shirt for their company, and I cannot swallow, talk, or eat at all. Yeah, again, I talk very weird for some reason. And so pretty much at every night, my dad just goes and turns it, and then I go to bed. And now it's a 1-week anniversary, and here's pretty much the timeline. And finally, I don't have to go back. I have to wait. Now it's next week, so I have to wait 2 weeks. And if you enjoyed this video, please consider watching this video where I rode the Velocicoaster, the biggest ride at Universal. And now